Students Association of the Faculty of Economics and Management, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM, took part in a one-week mobility program called Knowing Asean +3 to South Korea from 14 March 2012. The program was carried out under its International and Corporate Relations Executive Council with the assistance of the faculty. Prior to the departure at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA, Professor Dr. Ishak Yusof, Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Management, and Professor Dr. Imran Ho Abdullah of the Office of International Relations Director briefed the students on the program. Prof. Ishak reminded them that it's important for them to learn as much as possible about the work culture and the economy of South Korea for our own interests. Immediately after landing in the Incheon International Airport, they made their way to the Embassy of Malaysia in Incheon. The visit to the embassy is the first official visit by the delegation of Knowing ASEAN +3 2012. A representative of the embassy, Mr. Abdullah Zawi Tahe, greeted the delegation on arrival at the embassy. He then briefed the delegation on bilateral relations between Malaysia and South Korea and how Korea rose to become a powerful country at the present time. There are many universities in South Korea, either public or private universities. Ajo University and Seoul National University are examples of public universities, while Seoul-Bridge International University and Ewa Women's University are among the leading private universities in South Korea. Abdullah also said that a South Korean president has to be a graduate from top universities, either Yonsei University, Seoul National University or Kook University. According to Abdullah, South Korean students are very capable and flexible persons. If given the opportunity to study abroad, the students not only take advantage of the opportunity by doing research in other countries, which would then be taken home for use in South Korea. These show that the students are not only marketable in their own country, but also around the world. After the visit to the Malaysian Embassy, the UKM delegation proceeded to Seoul-Bridge International School of Business and Ajo University. On hand to receive them at the Ajo University was Ms. Diane Kang, coordinator of the incoming exchange program. The delegation continued with their activities according to the agenda set by Ajo University representative. Ajo University, which is a leading research university, is working to become one of the world-class universities by 2023. The university has a systematic management on student exchange program, facilitating students wishing to go to Ajo or from there to foreign universities. After the session ended, the delegation was taken on a tour around campus by representatives from Ajo Global Ambassador. They serve as ambassador of the university, helping the university by providing hospitality to international students. They also facilitate the travel of students for a short distance from one building to another. On the second day, the activities continued with a visit to Nami Island. Nami Island was originally a non-entity, an island with several trees, and that was turned into a tourist attraction for local and overseas visitors. The island is owned by Mr. Do Byung-min, who is in love with natural beauty. He is responsible for transforming the island to its current state. Nami Island, an area of 5 square kilometers and shaped like a leaf, reportedly received almost 2 million visitors each year. The island was made famous as a tourist destination after the filming of South Korean popular drama Winter Sonata. Filming location, props and pictures of actors are the main attraction for tourists. Based on the delegation observation, the use of popular drama as a strategy to attract tourists proved to be very effective. The next destination is Mount Sora, which is the highest peak of the Tibet mountain range and located east of South Korea. Sora, or Snow Mountain, is named for the snow which fell here and lasts longer, making mountains as white as snow. As the third highest mountain, it is also designated as the fifth national park in South Korea in 1970. In 1982, Mount Sora was gazetted as a Biosphere Preservation District by UNESCO. Delegates were taken to the summit of Mount Sora to see for themselves the beauty of the mountains. This beauty is the pull factor for tourists to visit Mount Sora. Local populations see this as an opportunity to generate local economy by opening souvenir shops and cafes. Next on the agenda, the delegates went on a visit to a fishing village called Abai Village, located in Cheongho-dong. This area also became very popular after the filming of a Korean drama, Donghwa Gol, or Autumn in My Heart. In addition, tourists can also take a boat named Gatbay, which is often used by the main character to cross the river. From there, the delegates visited Depot Wharf, a traditional market where the main activities are business based on marine resources. Many people here are fishermen and seafood dealers. Besides selling seafood that is still alive, there are also stalls selling fresh fried seafood. The atmosphere at the Wharf Depot is unlike the market in Malaysia, a more peaceful atmosphere making the buyers feel comfortable to buy food of their choice. On the third day, the delegation visited a school, a special school to learn the process of making kimchi and trying out the South Korean traditional costume, the hanbok. Kimchi uses the long cabbage as its main ingredient. The cabbage, after being marinated in salt water for 12 hours, is then coated with substance that was specially made. The finished product is then preserved for about a month. Kimchi can be eaten on its own or with rice. After that, the delegates were given opportunity to put on the South Korean traditional dress, the hanbok. Hanbok colors are generally bright with moderate line and do not have pockets. Hanbok is equipped with accessories on the head called gache. Hanbok is normally used in formal or informal traditional festival. The delegation then moved to National Folk Museum, located next to Gyeongbokgung Palace. The museum displays more than 4,000 historical artifacts. Delegates are able to see the lifestyle and belief in Korean culture, such as clothing, food, marriage, and others. Everything that is from the previous generation is displayed. Their history and culture is preserved from generation to generation. The report continues at Seoul National Mosque, which is approximately 10 minutes from the Itaewon Street. The mosque has had a meeting for a briefing on Islam in South Korea. It was held at the main hall of the Seoul National Mosque. Imam of the mosque, Mr. Solomon Lee, gave the briefing. We understand that the Seoul National Mosque is the only mosque in Seoul. The mosque is divided into three main divisions: the Korean Muslim Federation, KMF, schools, and worshipping area. Among the programs and activities available in the mosque are the class of the Quran, Hadith classes, and Nuri Salam activities. Nuri Salam carry out missionaries activities by the management of the mosque to explain to non-Muslim about Islam and to correct inaccurate perception about Islam. We were informed that in South Korea, there are 40 mosques and 26 surahs. That show that the Muslim population is increasing in South Korea. The fifth day is the last day of the delegation's stay in South Korea. The tour continues to Namsanggol Hanok village. Here, tourists can enjoy various aspects of Korean culture, such as traditional costumes, replicas of traditional houses, traditional games, and traditional instruments. On arrival, the delegates were treated to an exhibition of handicraft made of straw. There are numerous products on display, such as shoes, baskets, bags, and others. They then played two kinds of Korean traditional game named Pemge and Tuho. The delegation later visited several replicas of traditional Korean houses. The final destination is the visit to a stream that is in the middle of Seoul City, Cheonggaecheong, a stream with a long history. After the Korean War, many of the South Korean rural population migrated to Seoul and turning the river into their squatter area. However, everything changed in 1958 when the government began to transform this area for roadways in an effort to eradicate poverty and environmental damage along the river. The river is covered with concrete and used as elevated roadways until 1976. This area has been changed once again, and in 2003, work began on repairing and removing the concrete. The tour by UKM delegation ended here. There is a lot to be learned by the delegation during their 5-day visit. Hopefully, what they saw and learned will be a great lesson to the delegates.